A brutal 15-round session with Joseph Parker and George Lockhart. We're in the gym. We're getting ready to smash Oleksandr the Bitch Usyk, the gappy-teethed, cat, little ugly bastard.
Joseph Parker also unleashed his own fire message toward Usyk, delivering a sharp warning with intensity. The New Zealander came forward brimming with aggression, eager to show his strength and prove himself. Yet, raw passion won't be enough to topple Usyk, the master tactician who has dismantled larger opponents with ease.
You're gonna get it, you big lump. I'm gonna smash your face in. That's what's gonna happen, you prick.
Get up there, Joe Parker, me boy! He's learning!
Parker's training footage certainly looks impressive. Quick hands, smooth footwork, and polished drills that catch the eye. But let's be honest, looking sharp on the pads is one thing. Figuring out how to dismantle a ring genius like Usyk is a completely different challenge. That's where the harsh truth sets in. Parker speaks confidently about focus, teamwork, and preparation, with his whole camp backing him. It all sounds solid, but in boxing, words don't win fights. Usyk is at his best when the pressure is highest. And no matter how strong Parker's support system appears, once the bell rings, it's only him standing across from a mastered craft.
You can't really think about that or worry about that fight until you get this one done and dusted. And this is our full focus. Myself, Andy, George, the whole team that's here from New Zealand, America, I got Rob here.
Even respected figures in the boxing world, like Tony Bellew, have weighed in strongly on Parker's place in the heavyweight picture. Bellew went as far as calling Parker the most deserving challenger. It's a bold statement, but also a reminder of how politics often blur the lines in heavyweight boxing. Deserving or not, the reality is simple. Usyk isn't concerned with narratives. Inside the ropes, it's pure skill that matters, and that's the arena where the Ukrainian has always reigned supreme.
Now, should he be next in line to face Usyk, but will he actually get that shot?
I think he's the most deserving fighter in the world of a heavyweight championship fight, without a shadow of a doubt. I can't. I mean, I think he's even more deserving than Daniel Dubois. If Joseph Parker was British, it would have been Joseph Parker and Anthony Joshua in Wembley. It wouldn't have been Daniel Dubois.
Because against him being New Zealand.
It does, of course it does, because, although he's a big name, I just think they're overlooking him, and it's unfair. He's being...
McKenzie puts it perfectly. Boxing is a sport of levels, and Usyk has proven time and again that he operates at the very peak. Undefeated, disciplined, and tactically brilliant. He's a puzzle no one has solved. Parker may bring aggression and intensity, but Usyk brings mastery. And that's why he keeps ruling where so many others have failed.
Not at all. I still don't feel that even that performance is not enough to beat Oleksandr Usyk, because boxing's all about levels. And Usyk isn't the kind of, as I said before, Usyk's not on the slide. He's not. And he would, once you set out your game plan and you get your tactics and ABCD right, as Usyk has done, that's why he's unbeaten and a two-division unified 4-belt era champion. That's what separates the good from the...
Andy Lee has hinted that Usyk's reputation could take a hit if he avoids Parker, but the facts tell a different story. Usyk has never been one to shy away from a challenge. His resume is filled with champions he's defeated, and he's dominated 2 weight classes with skill and composure. The idea of him vacating seems more like a strategy to boost Parker's profile than a real concern. Parker's camp wants to frame him as a fighter being ducked, but the truth is Usyk has already overcome tougher obstacles with brilliance. For Parker, this matchup isn't about questioning Usyk's credibility. It's about proving he belongs at the very top. Until then, Usyk remains untouchable, while Parker is still fighting for his place among the elite.
He puts Usyk in a not difficult, no one can doubt Usyk's credibility or his reputation because of the fights he's had and what he's done in those fights. But if he opts to fight Dubois and vacate his title, someone who he's already beaten pretty comfortably, and decides not to fight Joseph, it doesn't look too good for him. That's all I would say. It doesn't look too good for him from the fans' point of view and from a fighter's point of view. I'm sure he'll want to defend his belts, and I'm sure
Johnny Nelson takes a different perspective, urging Parker to be smart when it comes to Usyk. Nelson's opinion carries weight, and he cautions that Parker might be charging into a fight he's not ready to win. Usyk isn't a stepping stone. He's a finished article, a fighter who's already proven himself at the very peak of the sport. Nelson advises Parker to think about the bigger picture, because one crushing defeat to Usyk could derail his momentum for years. With Usyk already nearing the twilight of his career, his legacy is untouchable. Parker, on the other hand, still has time to grow, improve, and maybe face Usyk when the timing is right. The takeaway is clear. There's a fine line between courage and strategy. Nelson is warning that now may not be the moment to gamble against the most complete fighter in boxing.
What I'm saying is, I just won't do it. It's not a risk because he's the future. Usyk's at the stage where he's probably 1 or 2 fights ready to win.
Roy Jones Jr. has given Parker huge respect, even calling him the best man in the division right now. And praise from a legend like Jones can't be ignored. Parker has shown clear improvements, faster hands, sharper combinations, and a renewed confidence under Andy Lee's guidance. But while Jones's admiration highlights Parker's progress, it doesn't change the reality of who he's up against. Usyk has already dismantled opponents with speed, power, and experience, doing it all with surgical precision. Parker might be in the best form of his career, but he still needs to prove he can rule at the very highest level. Jones frames this as a great fight for both men, yet the advantage still leans toward Usyk, the champion with the belts, the legacy, and an aura that remains unshaken.
Needs a world title shot. He was supposed to get it tonight, and he will get it, 100%. And I'm rooting for him to become 2-time champion of the world. It's not an easy feat. It's one thing, like he was there. He was on the door of it today. In terms of with the Dubois fight, but it shows you how tough it is. It ain't just like how good are you. It's the stars have got to align. Just to get that champion in the ring takes a bit of like luck as well. So I'm sure.
Tony Bellew highlights a key concern: Parker's inactivity. He's a fighter who performs best when he stays busy, building rhythm and sharpness through consistent action. But lately, his schedule has slowed, leaving him stuck in an awkward limbo. It's not from a lack of ambition, but from circumstances beyond his control. For a heavyweight, inactivity is dangerous. It eats away at timing, sharpness, and confidence. Against someone like Usyk, a relentless worker who always keeps himself prepared, any slip in activity becomes painfully obvious. Parker may crave constant competition, but wanting it and getting it are two very different things. Bellew is right. Parker finds himself in a tough position. The mandatory shot is near, but the threat of ring rust is real. And when facing a technician like Usyk, being even half a step behind could be the difference between survival and defeat.
The best guy right now is Joseph Parker. Why? Because he's not a big heavyweight. He's quick. He throws combinations. He has a great trainer with him now, in Andy Lee, and he's more comfortable than I've ever seen him in his whole career. And so I think that is actually a very good fight for both fighters.
Frank Warren has confirmed just how close Parker is to finally securing his long-awaited mandatory shot. According to Warren, the politics are lining up, and Parker's WBO chance is within reach. Beyond the negotiations, venues, and broadcast deals, this is the moment Parker has been chasing. The door to Usyk is opening, but stepping through will be anything but easy. Warren even teased the UK as a possible stage, a setting that would add serious fireworks. Still, location means little compared to what's truly at stake: levels, legacy, and proving who belongs at the very top. For Parker, it's validation after years of setbacks, rebuilding, and climbing back into contention. But the harsh reality can't be ignored. Usyk has handled mandatory challengers before, making them look ordinary in the process. Belts won't protect anyone once the bell rings against the pound-for-pound master. Parker's chance is real, but so is the mountain that stands before him. If this fight happens in the UK, fans will witness history. Whether the crowning moment for Parker or a crushing reminder of Usyk's dominance depends entirely on how Parker performs on the night.
Fighters, Joseph Parker is struggling from inactivity at the moment because he's been so used to fighting back to back to back.
Yeah.
You
it's
know,
not his own fault by any means.
No, it's not a disturbance in the Bacoli fight that it was all going ahead.
Yeah.
And, Bacoli jumps in, all the disturbance of the Dubois fight.
Right.
It's just, he's in a rock and a hard place, Joseph Parker, because he knows the shot's coming, but he also wants to stay.
Trust Derek Azora to put it in the bluntest terms. If you want to beat Usyk, you need to be a little unhinged. And he's not wrong. Taking on Usyk isn't just about skill or raw power. It's about trying to break the unbreakable. The Ukrainian is relentless, disciplined, and ice-cold under pressure. He doesn't fold, he doesn't panic, and he doesn't hand out opportunities. To defeat him, you almost have to abandon normal logic and push yourself into dark territory where pain and exhaustion fuel your fight. Chisora, having shared the ring with Usyk, knows firsthand how daunting that task feels. Parker might have speed, belief, and a strong camp, but does he possess that edge of madness Chisora is talking about? Because against Usyk, careful strategy alone won't be enough. You need obsession, desperation, and a willingness to push past human limits. Chisora's words don't sound like advice. They sound like a warning. Usyk is still the unsolved puzzle of the heavyweight division.
Before the fight, we now know who holds the belts, who's the number one, and he's going to have to make his mandatories now. And his first mandatory is the WBO against Joe Parker. So Joe Parker will get his opportunity. That's BO basically said we've got to start negotiating with each other, and that's what we're doing. I'd love to put the fight.
What's truly on the line here isn't just championship belts. It's legacy. If Oleksandr Usyk wins, he strengthens his claim as one of the greatest technicians the sport has ever seen, a man who conquered both cruiserweight and heavyweight without ever folding under pressure or size disadvantages. But if Joseph Parker pulls off the upset, the entire landscape changes. He wouldn't just be a contender anymore. He'd be a two-time world champion, rewriting the narrative of the heavyweight division. The question is simple. Who wants it more? Usyk carries the mental toughness, composure, and track record of dismantling elite fighters. Parker brings momentum, hunger, and the opportunity of a lifetime. This battle isn't just skill versus will. It's destiny against ambition. Fans know this fight won't be decided by talk, but by action inside the ropes. So we think, does Usyk's icy brilliance hold strong, or does Parker shock the world?